In this video, I'm going to share with you 3 magical hypnotic questions that you can use to start achieving your goals now. So I had a client who I was talking to yesterday. He's actually a friend of mine. And he's like, man, sales are down this month. This is our lowest month we've had in a long time, which is funny because his lowest month now is like, would have been most people's crushing it month, right? But as you go up, your standards raise. And so as I'm on the phone with him, I'm like, okay, he's in a disempowering state. He's in a disempowering mindset. How can I use the tools of hypnosis to pull him out of that state and get him to focus on some solutions? Now, often whenever we get into states of scarcity, we blind ourselves to solutions and we start going into defense mode or retraction, right? It's like, oh my God, I got to spend less money. I got to do this. I got to do that. And again, we kind of go on the defense rather than putting ourselves out there and going forward. So the first question I asked him, and you can ask yourself this or your clients this, I said, hey, what did you stop doing? What did you stop doing? Because often if there's a huge discrepancy in your production, there's usually something that was working that you stopped doing. So I got him opening up his mind and start talking about some of the things he stopped doing. And then I asked him, which is a similar question, is what did you change? Like, what did you change, dude? What did you stop doing? What did you change? And then he started thinking, he's like, well, I stopped doing this. I stopped doing this. I haven't done this in a while, blah, 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 blah. And all of a sudden his mind is now starting to go towards a solution. Now, let me explain to you the science behind what happens, and I'm going to go over the other questions here. The science behind what happens when you are in a disempowering state. So as soon as we go into scarcity, the blood leaves our frontal lobe. It goes to the amygdala, which is our fight or flight. And when you're in fight or flight, it is not time to create or solve problems. It's just time to survive, right? So when the blood's in the frontal lobe, that's where we create from. That's where we solve problems from. So if you're in fight or flight, you cannot see the answer to a problem that may be right in front of your face. So whenever we can pull ourselves out of scarcity by asking specific questions, again, we start to calm the nervous system, the blood returns to the frontal lobe, and then suddenly we can find solutions to things that were right in front of our face. So after I asked him, I said, okay, what did you change? What did you stop doing? I said, okay, what were you doing that worked? What got you those record-breaking sales months? I mean, he had like 3 or 4 back-to-back record-breaking sales months. And we're talking, and he's like, oh, man. He's like, all those months I was doing big podcasts. I'm like, okay, cool. So that's what and then I asked him, what are you going to do to essentially get back into what you were doing that worked? Now I got his mind again shifting into solving the problem. He's like, oh, I'm gonna talk to so-and-so, I'm gonna talk to so-and-so, I'm gonna talk to so-and-so. And it's interesting because we went from in a 15-minute conversation, we went from, man, business is slow, I got all these bills and I just got this thing and and I gotta stop spending money and all this other stuff, to now, oh, this is how I go back to having, $150,000 months instead of a $80,000, $70,000 a month, right? Great problem to have, isn't it? So start asking your clients this question, or ask yourself when you are in a slump, hey, what did I stop doing? It's interesting. We often, when we're as salespeople, business leaders, entrepreneurs, we get bored sometimes, don't we? We get bored and we want to spice it up. We want to change things. And we don't realize that when you do that, you are creating more problems for yourself than solutions. So I encourage you guys to, again, ask yourself these empowering questions. And when you do find something that does work, let me give you a little bonus tip here. Okay, let me give you a little bonus tip on the business end. In my business, I've gone from just me, solopreneur, like barely making it, to doing multi-million dollars a year in a business that most people don't even think is real. So I think I have a pretty decent outlook on business and things. One of the things I've learned from business, I've learned so much, but one of the major things is as we master something, we get bored and we want to switch it, right? We get really good at something and we're like, okay, I'm bored, let me do something else. And that is one of the biggest mistakes you could possibly make as an entrepreneur. We naturally want to do this because we're creative, right? We're business owners. We literally make entire businesses that people's lives rely on, that people feed their families with, that people pay their bills. We literally do that out of our freaking mind. Like when I created my business, it was just a thought in my imagination. And now I have 30 other people that rely on me to make sure that we bring it home, right? So just like my client, he was doing things, he got a little lazy, he got bored or whatever, or trying to switch things. Keep doing what you're doing that works. Now, obviously we want to innovate, but there's a saying, delegate, duplicate, and then innovate. So what does that mean? That means when you've mastered something, you delegate it off, right? So one of the things I did is I mastered one-on-one sessions, or actually first mastering sales, right? Okay, I delegate that to somebody else to do sales. I've mastered one-on-one sessions. Okay, I've delegated that. I've mastered marketing to a certain degree. There's always higher levels of mastery. I don't want people to think mastery is in I'm done, I don't have to learn. And I delegate that. Okay, mastering operations. Okay, delegate that. So you delegate, okay, then you duplicate, meaning, hey, I delegated this to one salesperson. Now I need to duplicate that and make that 2 salespeople or 3 salespeople or 4, right? Or 1 customer service, 2, so on and so forth. And then the third thing is you innovate. So first delegate, duplicate, and then you can start creating. Most people, what they do though, is they get something right and they try to create something new. No, once you've got it down, something that works, delegate that and duplicate it out. Now, guys, if you like this content, you're a business owner, you're like, wow, Dom, I am ready for record-breaking months. I'm ready to be like your friend that had 3 back-to-back months and one off month here or there. I'm ready to take it to the next level. There's a link down in the description where you can book a free consultation with somebody on my team to see if either you and I or somebody on my team is a good fit to work together. Now, if you're somebody who loves communication, psychology, hypnosis, all that kind of stuff, and you want to learn hypnosis, I actually certify people on how to do what I do. So some of the things you learn are how to actually hypnotize yourself. You learn how to hypnotize other people, whether it's your friends and family, or maybe you want to do this as a business. You also learn influence and communication. So understanding hypnosis and psychology has really made me exceptional in sales and in marketing and things like that. So if that's you, again, you want to learn influence, psychology, hypnosis, sales, or you want to be a hypnotist like I am, or you want to do it for your friends and family, there's a link down in the description for you guys to get access to my free hypnosis training. All right, guys, so book a consultation, get access to the free training. We'll see you guys in the next video.